Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the live stream once again. You know, it's JJ with you. JJ's PC Build. First time here, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget about the like button. And hit the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Today, we got a lot to talk about. And I think y'all know where we're going to be going with this. And it's called, let me grab it, right here, the MSI PRO B850-P Wi-Fi. Now, guys, I got a little bit, I want to dive into the specifications. Okay, that's where I want to start. And you'll see where this is all going. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what this supports. This supports 9000, 8000, and 7000 series CPUs. Yeah, and I guess what? Don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way. I got mine. So, it is an AM5 socket. It's an AMD B5, well, I was about to say B550. Oh my God. I'm still thinking of my old system. B850 chipset. The expansion slots, it's got one PCIe 5.0x16. It's got one PCIe 4.0x16. And it's got two PCIe 3.0x1s. That's not too bad. I mean, if it's got a 5.0x16 and a 4.0x16, it's a beefy motherboard right there. Supports 4K at 60 Hz as specified in HDMI 2.1. That's if you got integrated graphics built onto the motherboard. Yeah, it requires a processor with graphics. Yeah, we know. Its memory support, it supports 4 DIMM dual channel DDR5. That means it only supports 2 sticks out of the 4 slots. Makes no sense. You know, if you're gonna make something, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll just get through this. Storage. It supports one M.2 Gen 5 X4 128 gigabits per second slot. It's got one M.2 Gen 4. That was Gen 5. This is Gen 4. 64 gigabits per second slot. It's got one M.2 Gen 4 X2. 32 gigabit slot. Okay. It's got 4 SATA 6 gigabit ports. It's got 3 USB 10 gigabit. That means 1 Type A plus 2 Type C. I didn't know that, but that's good. It's got 6 USB 5 gigabit ports, 5 Type A and 1 Type C. That's really good. I mean, damn. It's got 8 USB 2.0 ports. And those got to be 4 or less. It's got the Realtek 8126 5 gig LAN. It's got 5 gigabit per second LAN. I'm loving this motherboard already. It's got a Wi-Fi 7 solution. It's got Bluetooth 5.4. I was about to say or. It's got 8-channel audio, 7.1 HD audio with audio boost. A lot of people asked me, does it have audio boost? Yes, it does. It's a really good I/O configuration. If you haven't seen the back of the box, here's the back of the box. Here, the back of the box. There you guys go. Back of the box. So that way you can get a good snapshot of it. And it came as a bundle deal, of course. So, here's where we're left with. I threw up the question, is this a refurbished product or not? And I was thinking to myself, when I was looking on HWInfo, okay, I was looking on there, and I'll take you guys there, you know, so you guys ain't waiting on me forever just to explain it. So, let's see. I'm going to have to restart this. Oh, that sucks. Okay. That's okay. We'll restart it. And as soon as it restarts. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Gotta turn off auto start. Okay. Now I can turn it off and try it again. A little bit of boo-boo on my part. Okay, well, I guess I can't get to that sensor page. So, give me a minute, guys, and I will have to look up where we're going to go. Let's go to crucial benchmarks, EVA. Let's see. Let's go with GPU-Z. Okay, GPU-Z.
Oh, there's Cyborg.
Yes. Next, install. Okay, launch, tech power up GPU-Z. Okay, so we'll leave this off to the side just in case. See, sensors, advanced. See if it's going to give us anything. No, it only gives us the graphics card. Damn. So, now I gotta go soul searching once again. And I'm gonna read what you guys got. Hey, Jay, I just posted all the issues with that motherboard on Discord. Okay, I'll have a look at it. I will have a look at it. Program.
I think the BIOS fixes some of those issues, by the way.
Well, you want to explain why I'm looking for...
When you read it... I'm sorry, what?
You want to explain to them what's going on, or...
With your...
No, with what Cyborg posted. You want to explain to everybody what that is about, so that, you know, that'll give me a couple minutes to find what I'm looking for.
Go back into Discord. He was saying that motherboard have ported issues such as USB interface, M.2 slot problems, high VRM temperatures under load, startup failures marked by red and yellow LED indicators with some claiming inconsistent BIOS updates or poor quality control. I'm troubleshooting often includes clearing the CMOS, flashing the BIOS with a compatible USB stick, checking the power supply connectors, reseating components, ensuring the CPU is not too high end for the motherboard, which you don't have to worry about that. Some users reported that only USB 2.0 ports provide clean signals. Other USB ports experience random disconnections and digital audio corruption. M.2 slot users noted that only the top two M.2 functions correctly. Well, you know that's wrong. The bottom one just works fine. That's what you're using right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's not an issue. I think this might have been when it first came out, and a lot of these BIOS updates probably fixed those before you even got your hands on it. I tested with a high-end processor like a 9950X3D. Shows a VRM MOSFET temperature at 81.5 under load. You don't have to worry about that. Startup instability. Some users encounter situations where the PC would not boot, showing red and yellow CPU and RAM lights. And there are users' complaints about unreliable and poor quality BIOS updates and drivers, with some users feeling they are being used as beta testers. It'll say beta on the BIOS updates, right? You don't download the
Yeah,
beta.
yeah. With any motherboard, you got your end user version, and you got your WQHL version, and you got your beta version. I don't put beta versions in any one of my motherboards. Never will, never gonna, never will ever happen, if you're wondering about that.
Yeah. I don't put beta anything in any of my stuff. I don't put beta GPU drivers, nothing. I wait till it comes out fully.
There is no sense to put anything beta unless you're trying to do the utmost repair on your PC. You got a command prompt. You can still repair your system files, but that has nothing to do with the fact of the price in tea in China. This might be a little small for you guys to see, so I'm going to have to blow it up a little bit, like a doll. So, let's see. That's identify which one's which. Okay, so we go to number 2. Let's see. Let's go 150%. Nope, that's not enough. Let's go 175%. Okay, we'll minimize that for now. Okay, so we will swing over to the other monitor and see what's cooking. Well, you know, Mr. Dakota, thank you once again for telling me that I forgot to put a little thing on OBS that says my microphone on this window. So it's my bad, guys, and I do apologize. I guess I didn't have all the bugs ironed out yet. Yes. I do apologize, guys. I didn't have all the bugs ironed out yet. So, Mr. Machine, CPU-Z is never wrong. I think this is the reason why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to make sure I didn't have a problem. You know, and let's see. For some reason, now I can't get CPU-Z to pull up. Once I locked it in, I guess it doesn't show me that one screen anymore. I'll have to fix it, but I want to make damn sure that we're getting the right motherboard here. That's the reason why I blew this up. And you can see this pretty clear, huh? Machine.
That looks good. That looks good.
Yeah, I blew up the screen in order for it, because it was really, really small. I mean, but we can see what BIOS it has. It has the 2A40 AMD Agiza combo AMSPI 1.2.0.3A patch A. Oh. But it's 2/25/2025. That's this year. So if I needed to do a BIOS update right now, I don't think so. It's still within this year. So there might be a beta version, but it's not going to matter because it's not really needed. So this is just giving a look inside my system, guys. You're seeing everything I see. This has got DDR5, 32 gigabytes, 4 times 32-bit at, now this memory controller frequency is 3000.5.7 megahertz. Don't get confused. This is the F clock. This is your fabric clock. This is not the total. The total is 6,000 megahertz. See, now if this says MT, microtransfers, it would say MT. This says megahertz. So they can call it microtransfer for years, and they've been saying it for years. It's called megahertz. So let's get it right. This gives all the base timings, which are correct. I'm not screwing with the base timings. There's no sense. So it's like the FSB is like 1.3. So I'll leave it as that. I'm not going to mess with it. And it gives you your frequency timings. But this is the perfect one. So we're on Expo, XMP. Well, this is Expo, not XMP. I don't know why they put that there. But tells you everything you need to know. Your graphics, tells you graphics card. You guys know I'm running the 4070, and it says an NVIDIA right here. And I put it reference. I put it no. Let's see, multi-thread score. We'll bench the CPU. I'm just curious to see where it lands, that's all. You know me, Machine, I'm always curious about everything. So you see they got to submit and compare. Okay, so test is finished. You submit and compare, and it pops up a window. And this is what pops up here. Tells you everything that you're using. Tells you your core time frequencies. It tells you everything about your Mobo. Everything about your Mobo, right? So this, it's, you can go to the statistics if you want, or you can go back. Let me remember. It's been a while since I used this. Well, maybe because it's a little too big. Let me fix that too. Where's that? There we go. See. There. Now that's better. Now this tells you right here, guys. You see this machine? CPU Z benchmark. This tells you single thread that I got 824. And this is where I sit. It says I sit right below a Ryzen 7 7700X. That's sad. So that means it tells me I got more tweaking to do when it comes to the system. Because I should be...
Well, that's multi-thread only.
Yeah. They have a single... They have a... You click on the score to compare.
What's the single? The single.
Okay, so you click on the score to... Here's the single, 824.
Okay.
This tells me right here... This will say you. Now you gotta find yours. And damn, I don't think mine's that far. Ooh, mine's up.
It's up. It's up.
What was it, 800 and something?
Yeah, 824.
But this gives you an idea. Right here, 824. So I sit between a 13th gen. But the 9600X seems to be a little bit faster.
With, so you're sitting next to the 6 cores, but they also draw a lot more power.
Yeah.
9600X. That one also, it clocks pretty good.
I mean, I'm not disappointed with this. Is, you know,
Ryzen 9700X 841. That's interesting. And then I guess the average is 841.
Yeah. So that means I got a little bit more tweaking to do.
Yep.
But you can do it. Anybody. Now, believe it or not, anybody can do this with their system. If you want, just go type in CPU Z, and you can download. They got special ones too for your motherboard. For certain motherboards, you know, like I picked the MSI one. You know, to give it a little bit of an MSI look. But that's sad. Well, 12700Ks, that's got a lot of cores to it compared to the 9700X, if you really think about it. And puts it right above the 5950X, and I'm at the 5700X if I want to compare it to my processor. You know, this where the 5800 XT is, it's definitely blown away 4th gen. So, and it's not that far away from 7950 X3D too. Look at right here. This is what I'm looking at. Is what's above the 7700X, which is your CPU. That, you know, your 7700X is above my 9700X, and it's not that far away from.
Unnoticeable amount. Yeah, that's not even enough to notice.
But
much it's high.
But the point is that it's so close to the 7950 X3D. That's monstrous, man. That is monstrous.
Isn't that AM4? No, 7000 would be AM5.
It's AM5, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I forget if it had a 5 in front of it, it'd be AM4.
Well, see, the 12th gen could be 12700K, could be AM5 or AM4. So, it could go either way.
You could get the 9700X close to the 14900K. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Is there... Well, there's another one here. Whoa. And they pushed close to it. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Leave your comments. Let me read them really quick. Let me read these comments really quick. I got single thread 784 and 9347. Multi for the 12700K. Well, your single core is kind of low, but your multi-core is high. Interesting. It shows how much legs are on this 9700X. You know, it gives a good idea how much legs are on it. So, it's close, all in all. I just need to do more tuning to get this number up here. See, that's why I liked CPU-Z so much, was because it kind of has that feel to where it gives you that excitement of pushing, you know, pushing it to its limits. And machine, with me seeing how the main board was on this, I doubt it's the X870, because CPU-Z is more accurate than HWInfo. So it's telling me it's a solid B850. And plus now I know the date of the BIOS. So what you thinking, man?
I don't know. It's just interesting how maybe you need to make it an A670, you need to change download a BIOS to make it that.
No.
No.
See, in the BIOS now, if you go to look at an X870 BIOS and the BIOS I got now, it looks almost the same. Because I was going through YouTube and I was looking at it and I was like, well, damn. This has got the vibe of the X870, but it's a B850, you know? I think that's what they did. And that's the reason why it's showing on HWInfo that is because it's got the settings of the X870 in the B850. I think that's what they did. I don't think there's multiple BIOSes for this motherboard. I think it's a single set of BIOSes.
Both?
That have both of them combined into one BIOS. That's what I think. It's possible. I mean, it's possible they could weave in both of them at the same time. But I think that's pretty much what they did. So, but as far now going back to what was discussed on Discord a little bit, which I'm going to discuss with you guys. Okay, Cyborg says users of the MSI PRO B850-P Wi-Fi motherboards have reported issues such as USB interference. Haven't seen that. M.2 slot problems. Haven't seen that because I've already tested out all the slots. High VRM temperatures. No. Mine are sitting at about 40 C. They've been continuous. And that's under load, by the way. And startup failures marked by red and yellow LED indicators. Had that problem, fixed it, cleared the BIOS, and reset it back to factory, and that stopped altogether. I did see that, though. That was a glitch because it was on my part, because I was messing with the voltage and trying to lower the voltage, and it actually caused the BIOS to stutter. So I was locked in the BIOS, so I had to do a BIOS reset. And you have to hold the BIOS reset button for 15 seconds, by the way. If you don't, it will not reset the BIOS. You have to hold it for 15 seconds to reset the BIOS. Okay. With some blaming inconsistent BIOS updates and poor quality control, troubleshooting often involves clearing the CMOS, reflashing the BIOS with the compatible USB stick, checking power supply connections, reseating components, ensuring the CPU is not too high end for the motherboard. It has a 12-phase VRM, duet VRM. That means the VRMs are pretty robust on this motherboard. I think they're like 80 amp, 80 or 105 amp, something like that. VRMs.
80 amp. Yeah, it's 80 amp VRMs. The other one, the 14-stage one we were looking at, well, that one was 105.
Okay, so even at 80, because my B550 motherboard had what, 60 amp?
Mine's 60. Mine's 60.
Yeah, but
that have the same phase as you do. Mine's 60.
And this is 80. So I doubt that, that's going to become an issue. See, everybody looks at it in a different way, I think. And the one way you have to look at it, I'm testing the motherboard personally. And I'm telling you personally what I'm coming up with. The only problem I had was with the Mystic lighting. And that's because of another programming interfering with the Mystic lighting. So I think I know what that program is, and I'm going to have to take it out and I'm going to have to reinstall the program. But that's not a problem. But it has nothing to do with the motherboard. So, some users reported only the 2.0 ports provide clean signal. I'm on the 10 gigabit per second with this camera. Yeah, it is the 10 gigabit. 10 gigabytes per second or whatever. But it's on with this camera. You guys tell me what's clean about the picture. If you go back through my other live streams, not running only on the PCI, the USB 2.0 or the 3.0, you tell me the difference between that and this. I can tell you how it looks and how it responds. Hell of a lot better than you think. So I'm happy with it.
Cyborg, I think you're right. When the B850s first came out, there was massive problems, especially with the X3D chips. X3D chips overheating and everything like that. So that might have been when it first came out, and I think a lot of the stuff got fixed with BIOS updates. So that's my guess.
Yeah, but with this motherboard, I don't expect to run a 16-core, 32-thread processor on it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I don't see. Yeah, I think this is going to be the chip that's on this board for the life of the board.
Yeah, because I don't even see running an X3D processor on this.
Mm-hmm.
I just see.
I don't really think you need one. I don't think you need one.
See,
I don't think I need one.
No, I mean I really don't.
A hell of a lot more. It's just not worth the money. It's not worth it. I would rather put $200 into a graphics card than put $200 more into a CPU that has X3D on it. I would rather spend the money on the GPU. I'll see a lot more benefit.
But I am going to say this. I did read everything that you said. I'm going to let you know that. And I'm going to say now, because this has got a 2025 stamp on the motherboard with the BIOS. So that's telling me that the board was made, or the BIOS was put on this board in February of 2025 of this year. We're only in September. That's not that far away from each other. So, let's see. That info might be old data when the board was first released. True.
That's what I was talking about on the sideboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that as well.
I mean, to me, the only thing I had that I was not happy with was the fact of the interference with any of the programs that I normally use with the Mystic lighting. I'm not sure if the compatibility with the Thermalright RGB is, compatible, but it doesn't. It works, but we'll just leave it as is for now. How about that? But all in all, the sound works great. I love the sound in it. It's crisp. I love the sound. It's great. I do like the Mystic lighting. Even though I only got 2 items, I got the for the pump, I got the RGB on the pump, and I got one single fan that connects to the motherboard. All the rest of my fans, no. All the rest of my fans, right here. My own personal fan control with RGB. I don't have to deal with that. I just got to deal with one fan and a pump. I can change that too, and I can get the bridging connections and take those off and put them on the same controller. And I don't have to worry about the motherboard after that. And then I can pull all that Mystic lighting shit out, because I wouldn't care. I'm only doing it just for a little bit of an aesthetic, give me a little bit of kind of a, accomplishment, kind of thing. Even though that my computer right now looks like a total fruitcake, but so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, do I feel that this is a refurbished motherboard? HWInfo made it feel that way because of the mix match that they had for, you know, the BIOS of this motherboard, of what the name was and everything else. But using CPU-Z, and believe it or not, you guys, I just downloaded CPU-Z because I didn't have it loaded in. I just downloaded it and opened it up, did that little testing for you all right there. Boom. You guys got the first look, just like me, on the testing through CPU-Z. Now you guys say, well, CPU-Z ain't good for testing. CPU-Z doesn't have to be great for testing. It just has to give you an idea. It just has to give you an idea of how things work. Now as far as the motherboard, I mean, it's the temperature's fluctuating in between 40 and 50 C. That's usually where it's at when I'm live streaming. But there's another thing too. And let's see. I'm going to see if they did it again. Nope, it says AV1. Says AV1. See, I check every little thing, even though I messed up on that microphone thing. You know, you guys don't have to grill me on that, you know. Just make it look like you didn't see that, you know, because I missed it, you know, so. But anywho, Gershan, welcome to the live stream. Good to see ya. All MSI AM5 normally have some type of issue. You're right about that, but all motherboards, it doesn't matter if it's MSI, doesn't matter if it's Asus, doesn't matter if it's Gigabyte, and doesn't matter if it's ASRock, or it doesn't matter what off-brand manufacturer, whatever, they all have their issues. They all have their glitches. You have to work it out. Being an enthusiast in this market, you have to, when you get the parts, you have to work out all these little kinks that are in the wire. That's your job as being an enthusiast, is to see what you can do to make it right. Never, and I'm going to tell you guys this, never talk about what's wrong, because that doesn't fix the problem. You want to fix the problem, you find the problem, fix it, and you're happy with it, and you're done. Game like a madman. You know? Serious. I only do these little testings is to show you guys it's not as bad as you think. And there's a reason why I pick certain parts to put a build together. Is because when I look at the specifications, I'm looking at the specifications in between, you know, because there's not a lot of people that can afford high-end parts. So I'm grabbing the ones with the best specifications that are right in the mid to low end that is affordable. And I put it in my system, put it together, and I mold it. Like a clay pot. You mold it into the best system that you could ever have. And with all the stuff that's on the motherboard BIOS that's in there, it's got a lot of stuff to work with. Just doing a little bit of research, taking your time, going through every one of the little clicks that are inside there to see what works and what doesn't work, really makes your life a lot easier. Because I already know this is going to take, I'm not going to be able to tightly tune this BIOS overnight. If that's what you guys are going to expect, it's not going to happen. I know as an enthusiast and builder that a BIOS, if you truly want a computer to run correctly, you're going to fine tune it. You're going to put that screw to it. And you're going to keep wiggling it until you got a nice, solid, balls to the wall PC. So, I already know it's going to take me at least the minimum of 6 months to tune this, to get it the way I want it. How long do you think it took me to tune this one? This B550 motherboard. I spent about maybe a year tuning the motherboard. Maybe a little bit more. Just tweaking and turning. Oh man, you guys ought to see the sacrifice I put to, and the amount of work I put into this one. This one here is going to be the same way, but it's going to be even better. Asus Motherboard, yeah, I'm very familiar with them. I'm getting familiar with MSI. I still got to go through Gigabyte and ASRock. You know, I want to see what their motherboards are about. I want to get to the crux of the fine tuning. This motherboard that, you know, me and Machine talked about, and thank you once again, Machine, for, you know, sending these parts my way, you know. So, guys, oh, I know, man, you do a lot, and you don't have to do a lot, you know.
Yeah, I do. I do.
But when it comes to the end of the day, if you don't fine tune your system and you're not working with it every day to get it down to the balanced fine tuning, then you're going to have problems. You're going to have issues. You're going to have black screening. You're going to have a lot of things. If you don't see what every little thing does in your motherboard is the heart of the system, because it houses the CPU, it houses the GPU, it houses the system RAM, it houses your SSDs, and it houses all your apparels for your plugins like your mouse, keyboards, and, you know, your everything. So, and this is the heart of your system. This is what's beating. This is what you got to smooth out. This is what you got to make a well-oiled machine. You got to make it run perfectly. If you want a great system, stop listening to these other crackpots that say, "Oh, I know how to tune a system." They don't even know how to tune a tuna fish. Come on. Stop listening to the crackpot. Start listening to yourself and your heart right here. Do your homework. If you want to be a true enthusiast in building PCs, do your homework. I got 3 decades behind me. And the reason why I got 3 decades behind me is because I did the homework. I don't talk bullshit. I'm not here to talk that. I'm here to talk the real deal. You know, and with me, yes, I'm going to admit, I'm new to this motherboard. I know nothing about this motherboard, but I'm learning. As I'm tuning it and more learning and seeing what all the values are and everything else, I'm learning everything about the motherboard. And yeah, I will admit, it's not something you do overnight. It's going to take you quite a while. Some people say, "Oh yeah, it'd take me a couple days." You know, yeah, how many times I heard somebody say it'd take a couple days, but they can't play one fucking game? Really? Am I wrong, machine?
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know, man. What's your thought on this?
I don't know. I think that there's the viewer, the the hardware unboxes type of places. I don't think that after thinking that what they said was Bible, um, after I learned that they don't tune their systems before they do anything, they just throw everything in. They pair systems that don't make sense because nobody's going to buy a 580 and throw a 9800X 3D in there. Nobody's going to do that. It doesn't even make any sense. So the people that I watch, the people that I throw stuff into our Discord, the videos and stuff with tests, that they test stuff.
Yeah.
I throw in the stuff that makes sense. Like if you buy a B580, you're probably going to be running a 9700X or a 9600X at the most, a 9700X. That's what you're going to be running with that system. So it doesn't make sense to test, especially at 1080p, because your CPU's doing a ton of the work. So you can't really test the GPU that well. It doesn't, I don't know. Like, when you get to the higher cards, throw a 9000X 3D in there, fine. When you have a 5080, even a 5070, I probably wouldn't even use it for that one. But, you know, when you get up at higher up, 9070 XT, I would use the higher 9800X 3D. But if you're on a budget and you look at these things, you're going to be like, oh wow, look, it does 100 FPS, but they're using a 9000X 3D. So when you buy that card and you throw it in there and it does 60 FPS, you're going to get pissed. You're like, what am I doing wrong? Something's wrong. Yeah. The problem is they were testing it as if you had $1,000 motherboard and a $600 CPU and then a $250 GPU, which doesn't make any sense. So that's what pisses me off. And I didn't realize that. It took me like a year and a half to realize that that testing is flawed.
Oh yeah.
So when you look at that stuff, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm very careful. Like when I search for results, if I want to buy a new GPU, I'll buy 7700X with 5070 benchmarks. That way I know exactly to a certain degree, depending, it's going to be closer with that. That way I know how they react to each other. But it doesn't make sense the way that they test stuff. Like, as soon as I see that, I just turn it off.
Well,
I don't know.
This is what they do with their testing. One, they test the CPU, they throw a 4090 or a 5090 in there and put it all on low settings. Worst fucking mistake you can make. In order to test the CPU and get 100% of the performance out of it, you need to know what is the highest FPS it could hit to get 100% out of it. So that means you have to take the resolution and lower it from going from 1080p, go down to 720p, go to 640p, go to 380p, and see what it does. And even though that the picture might look like crap, we all know it's going to look like crap. You're not going for visuals. You're going to test to see the maximum you can get out of that CPU. That's one. Because you want to know the total amount you can squeeze out of that CPU. Not what you're getting out of your GPU, because you can take a 4 gigabyte of VRAM, like the 5500, and you can put it with your high-end system to test your CPU. You don't need a 32 gigabyte of VRAM card to test your CPU. You just lower the resolution. So keep that in mind.
You run 1080p and then you upscale like performance, and that'll knock it down and use more of your CPU.
Oh yeah, but
So,
but the thing
yeah,
is,
there's lots of ways to do it.
the thing is this: if you run Heaven Benchmark and you lower the resolution all as far as you can go, as far as you can go,
to bare minimum.
to the right to the bottom.
Yeah, graphic settings, everything down to the bottom.
And if you can't go any lower than that and you hit that fine line, then you'll know how much FPS you're getting out of your CPU.
Yep.
I'm just telling you straight up. I've done this for years, and that's the way I do it to test my CPUs to get the maximum out of them. To know what's going to hit that. Okay, and then once you got that margin of knowing where that lands, now you can go up and go to the GPU you're using, and then you know how to balance it in between your CPU and GPU just to get a nice good balance for a nice grand FPS with great visuals and everything else. Don't believe the hype on what everybody else is telling you. It's all bullshit. So, well, Master, good to see you. MSI Mobos are something.
They sure are.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys right now. All I did to this motherboard. Mobo is motherboard, guys. Let's get it right. All I did to it was this. It's stock. It has a special setting for temperature control. I set it to 65C, to where that's the maximum limit I'm letting my motherboard get up to. And I put Expo on for the system RAM, which is 6000 megahertz CL28. That's it. That's all I've done so far. And looking at that testing result and just making 3 little changes, which I'm not done yet, there's more to come. So with 3 little changes, and that was it. That right there tells you how good the motherboard is. If you make 3 changes and it can keep up, with, 13th gen and, and so on. That's not too far away from, a 16 core. Come on, guys. That tells you how good the motherboard is. Only making 3 little changes. I haven't begun to finish to make all the changes I want to this. I can tell you that much. A lot more to go. So, now you can see how good the motherboard is there, machine. Just by 3 little changes.
It's a good deal. The package deal was a good price. It was a really good price. I think it was $432 for both of those. That makes the if the CPU is $300, that makes the motherboard $130.
Yeah.
So I don't see that being a bad thing at all.
I don't see it being bad. You want to know my answer, and I'm going to tell you. It's a great combination. Everybody's sitting there busting on the 9700X saying, "Oh, it's not going to be a great CPU." I wanted to test that damn theory. I wanted to test the theory of the 7800 X3D compared to the 9700X. I got my answer. So, but I'm not done pushing this, guys. Machine, I'm not done pushing this yet.
I know it's going to take a little bit of time to get it where you want it.
Oh yeah. But when I get done fine tuning it, it's going to be faster than the 7800 X3D. It's going to be faster. And it might be just as fast as the 9800 X3D. How much you want to bet that the chipset for the 9800 X3D is rolling down to the 9700X? I might not have the 3D cache for it, but that's only a buffering. I have enough L cache on the CPU to support it for the games. So there it is. I have Tomahawk X570. It's doing good. That's cool. That's cool. I got the B550. That one does just as good. So I can't see the difference between the X570 and the B550. 7800 X3D can't be fast, man. 7800 X3D used to be the shiz before the 9000 series came out. But now the 9000 series looks like that the 7800 X3D is sitting back in the wind with the 5800 X3D. AM4 5800 X3D, AM5 7800 X3D, AM5 again 9800 X3D. So everybody thinks that 9800 X3D is the fastest CPU in the world right now. And truthfully, machine? I don't think so.
I mean, your 3D V cache limits what you can do.
Yep.
I mean, it's great for some games, but I mean, it heats up your CPU. I mean, it all depends on what you want to do with it. So, I mean, sure, it'll play games better than a 9700X. But does it play games $200 better than a 9700X? My answer is no. It's not. I mean, the upgrade between the $200. So if you had a 5070, you could pretty much get a 9070 XT instead, and you would say, well, we see way more improvement than you would if you got a 9800 X3D instead of the 9700X. My view of that whole thing. You can spend that $200 way better doing something else.
Yep.
Now, if the 900 XT comes down and it's like maybe within 100, maybe then, but it would have to be like $50 off for me to even think twice about it. But if the 900 XT comes down, the 9700X is going to come down.
If the 90,
that's what I think is going to happen.
If the 9800 X3D came down to $309, how much you bet it'll be sold out within the first day? Right now,
$300, yeah, probably sold out.
Yeah. What do you think they done with the 7800 X3D when it used to be the shiz, man? And no Gameta.
I mean, that was cheap.
Oh yeah, it was $309. I've seen the prices.
Like three, yeah. Oh god. I mean, if you could buy that for that, that's a good price.
Oh yeah.
Definitely 100%. But not $500 for the 900 XT. I wouldn't do it. Not even nope. It's an easy no.
Well, guys, understand this. I'm not busting on the 7800 X3D. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. It's still a good CPU. Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
The 5800 X3D is still a good CPU. They're all good CPUs, but it's just the value. That's the whole point. The 9700X is a better value because it can handle It can handle the price to performance, and also too, it fills all three buckets. It can handle the business side of things. It can handle content creating. It can handle the business kind of thing and the content creating. And it can do live streaming, and it can do a lot more. It has a lot of value, the 9700X does. Because with the 9800X 3D, it has a caveat. It doesn't do well in content creating. It kind of really sucks in content creating. I've already had a couple people tell me this. And with content creating, with the setup I got right here, I don't have an issue with the 9700X. Not one. Except for when YouTube acts like a boob. And you guys get kicked off of the stream sometimes, and that's YouTube. That's not my PC. My PC's still running solid. And I got 0 drop frames. Because I'm watching to see if the frames drop. I seen the circle of death over there. I'm watching, what's going on, what you guys are seeing on your end. I can see what you're seeing on your end. I can see what I'm seeing on my end. I have it split like that so I can see everything. So I can see when there's a circle of death right here because I can see everything you see. So if there's a circle of death, I will see it. I know, ain't that something, machine? I had everything set where I see everything. You ready with Windows 25H2?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited I can barely contain myself.
Well, I don't know, machine. Am I excited? Do I look excited to you?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just you're checking that download every day when you wake up, hoping.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
for that update. I mean, it's just like your bated breath.
Yeah, I'm
checking the forums and.
I am waking up every morning with a big fucking wet dream waiting for 25H2.
Yep.
Come on, man. No, I'm not excited for it because all the garbage they've been shoving into our PCs for how long now? For 25H2, we've already got most of it shoved into our PC, so why am I waiting for it? I don't need to wait for it. It's already here. 24H2's been blended into 25H2. Are you just looking for the name? They've been blending it for several months now. I don't need to be excited about something I've been using for several months now. So, I mean, think about it. Microsoft already said 24H2 is going to be just like 25H2. They've been blending this for several months, putting in the new little gadgets in here. If you guys haven't noticed the gadgets, they changed the file manager, for your folders, your folder manager. They've already changed that shit. They've already changed Microsoft Edge. They've already changed Copilot. They've already ripped out Paint 3D, and they're getting ready to discontinue Control Panel in Windows 11. So there'll be no more Control Panel. It'll all be in the settings. Yeah. They've been working on this for quite a while. I'm waiting for the DreamWorks. That's what they used to have that in Vista. I'm waiting for the DreamWorks. That means your desktop page, you can make it come to life. I mean, with moving animations. So hopefully you guys got a beefy PC for that, because you're going to need it. Trust me, you're going to need it. And if they bring that back, I'm definitely going to be putting a live screen for my desktop. Definitely. More spyware to keep an eye on you, Jay. Yeah, I know. I do agree with that. I mean, what are we going to do? We can't get rid of it. The government spies on you. Everybody spies on you. So what the fuck? Even when you go pee, they spy on you. You know, they can tell you what time you go pee every day. They can tell you when you take a dump every day. They can tell you when you take a shower, brush your teeth, and everything else. The whole 900 yards. As long as you have a cell phone in your hand, they know where you're at and what you're doing. Even if you're making whoopee with a girl, they know you're doing it. Because the microphone and camera on your phone could come live within a matter of minutes. So they hear everything, they see everything, they know everything. So never think that you're alone. You're never alone when you have a phone in your hand and you have internet on your phone. Of course, Cyborg. I ain't got nothing to hide. Shit. What do I got to hide? I don't have a criminal background. I don't have none of all that nonsense. I kept a clean life. I don't even have a bad driving record. I don't have any record, really. So, all I do is build PCs, and I go to the grocery store, and I go to sleep every day. What more do I want? What more do I need? Would be nice to have another PC to build, you know.
A big channel.
A big channel, yeah. 1 million viewers. 1 million viewers. Ones that want to come to this channel. That doesn't have the nonsense of other channels. Look. Other channels can do whatever the hell they want on them. That's their channel. When it comes to mine, I do it my way. And I give the real deal, the truth. I'm sorry, Machine. I can't lie to people. I can't. It's not me, man. Yeah. Even if it's for a company that says, oh, you got to lie to the consumer to sell this product. The fuck I do. I ain't got to sell nothing of their product. If I want to sell product, I can sell t-shirts and hats on my channel. I don't need to sell their product. If that's what they think I'm doing. I'm just telling you guys my experience. I'm not trying to sell their product. You guys can pick and choose your own products. I'm just telling you the product that I have in my hands, that I am testing, giving you my personal view, not selling their crap. End of story. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like button, and don't forget about the notification bell, by the way. Thank you, Cyborg, for...
when you get your shirts and hats, make sure you have, don't forget your drink and snacks on there.
Oh yeah, I gotta definitely have that, man. Definitely gotta have, don't forget your drink and snacks. Definitely gotta have that on a shirt. Because that's all that, when you're a gamer, that's all you need is your drink and snacks and your joystick?
Sure.
I mean, that's basically it. So, I'm going to tell you, I am just so super disappointed, man, that everybody tries to take and mislead everybody on the products, you know, and tell you that this product's really bad and everything else, and then when it comes to the product and somebody testing the product right in front of everybody, how bad was it really? It's like when they told me the 5700X was a bad product. I said, let me test it. So I used it for quite a while as my content creating PC with that B550 motherboard for quite a while. How bad was it? Not at all. That was all a bunch of lie. It wasn't bad at all. It was real good. I didn't have no problem with it. Now it sits with an RX 7600 and 8GB graphics card. So, am I having problems with this? Can I stream with this? Yes. Have I tested it before? Yes. The other day. After I got done with this, I tested this out, and you guys didn't see it because this was on a different channel. Because nobody ever goes over there to my other channels anyway, which they should, because I might start throwing videos over there too. So, but I want to keep you guys all here for now, and I want to use the other channels for more content. Like all day, everyday gaming channel, and more of a pretty much I want to get this down to like a build channel, you know, like PC building, just pure PC building in time, and use my other channel as a PC news channel, not a building channel, just PC news. And I want to kind of separate the two, because I just want to do strictly building on this channel, and I want to do PC news on the other. That's in the future, guys. I'm just letting you know what's going to be happening in the future. I do have 3 channels. I got 3. And you can go into my main page and you can see all 3. So I'm going to work on those 2 as well as this one in time. You never know what happens in the forefront, that we might grow like sporadically on this channel, and boom, I bring in an editor that gives me a hand in doing the videos. Then it makes things a lot better. Then frees up my time to do all 3 channels. It's in the future. We'll work on it. Definitely work on it. But you know, I would love to see, Machine, I would love to see AMD or AMD, Nvidia, and Intel just knock on my door and say, hey Jay, you want any sponsorship on your side? That would be cool, man. That would really be cool. What do you think?
Once you get to 1,000 viewers, you might start seeing some of that stuff.
I probably won't see anything, and they probably won't notice me until I hit 100,000 subscribers. I guarantee, because
I think
it took Daniel Owens up to 100,000.
Yeah, when I first got on there, you were at like 100 and something.
Oh yeah.
So it's gone a long way.
Well, I'm growing slow. I'm not growing fast. I'm giving everybody that comes to the channel a chance to check us out that wants to stay. Now, all the subscribers we got for this channel right now are purely people that want to be here. Straight up. People that want to be here. That listen to me while they're working. I've had many of them tell me that. We can't watch your video, but we listen to you while you're doing your talk shows. Yeah. would happen if I just said, well, I'm going to take and pick up shop and just go on Patreon, and then, y'all can see me there? How am I going to get subscribers? How am I going to get people that want to join the family? I call this a family there, Machine, because it's grown to be such a family.
Yep.
So,
what's really cool about the whole thing is the people that we're getting that are dedicated are like, they're good people.
oh yeah,
Cyborg there.
yeah.
So, for instance, it's like and then we just gain one more at a time, and then it'll become, we will be a community.
Well,
So it just takes one at a time, and we'll get there.
well, look at it. It was just me, you, and Dakota in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then Mr. MTBK come along, and
Yeah.
and then we started growing from there. So, yeah. I mean, you have to look at it like this. Do you think every channel is just nonstop PC, just not wanting to get involved with the community kind of channels? Yeah, those channels are, to where they don't want to get involved with their people. To where they kind of block out the fact of you guys asking questions and never getting answers. That's not how it's going to roll here. That is not how it rolls here. We have enough loyal members that if somebody has a question and I don't catch it, they're going to catch it. And they're going to be able to answer the question. So that's how it works. We all work together.
MTBK is the master searcher of the internet is MTBK.
Oh, yeah.
He can find information faster than anybody.
Well, I seem to find it a little bit faster. So, but it comes down to the part that we all work together as a family here. We all find the real answer to the problem. And if we're wrong, one of us are wrong, we're going to step up to the plate and say we're wrong about it, and then just take our butt beating and move on with our day. But if we're right, then I'm not going to boast about it. I'm not going to say I told you so. I don't think that's right, because then that kind of pisses off the person. So it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. There's no wrong way when it comes to PC building. There is no wrong way. Not unless you're going to take DDR4 and shove it into a DDR5 motherboard. Then yeah, that's the wrong way. So matching your parts to the heart of your system, which is your motherboard. And Machine, where did we start with when we started looking for the PC parts?
Where did we start looking?
Yeah. What was the first object we started with?
Motherboard.
Exactly. Because it was it was envisioned.
Well, we already kind of knew what CPU, because I know you've always wanted a 9700X.
Yeah,
so
but
it was just finding the right motherboard for it that made sense.
Yeah, but the thing is AM5 can accept many different CPUs. So there's no right or wrong way when you're picking your CPU. But there is a right or wrong way when you pick your motherboard. There is a right and wrong way. And not getting all the variables, getting all the little stuff that you need to know about the motherboard, and picking the right one. And you guys want to know how to pick the right one, get the one that has at least between 12 and 14 phases of VRM. 12 to 14 or greater. Because on those motherboards, they're either going to be mid-grade or high-end. Right now, the phases between 12 and 14. If you want to be able to use a 16 core 32 thread, you're going to need a 14 phase. 14 phase motherboard. So that means you're going to be paying about $160 to $180 for a motherboard. Maybe $200 for a motherboard.
Yeah, yeah. Because the other one we were looking at was the 7900X, the 12 core. It had a 14 stage, and that whole setup with the same RAM was like $125 more.
But if you wait 1 year,
Because the motherboard was more expensive. Yeah.
but if you wait one more year, the prices of these motherboards are going to jump back down to the price
They are
of.
dropping.
Yep, they're going to drop down to the price of DDR4 prices because of AM6 and AM7. Now there's rumors about AM6 and AM7 that they might bring out both and shove them on the AM5 motherboard. There's that rumor too. So we don't know what they're thinking right now. If they shove AM6 and AM7 onto AM5 platforms, then you got to make sure you have the right platform. Because running the next generation is going to be it's going to be higher power draw. We all know this. The smaller you make a transistor, the more power it pulls. Everybody thinks, so the smaller it becomes, the less it pulls. That's bullshit. Tell you right there, that's bullshit. So, especially when they're compact and they're smaller and you got more on the board, you're just taking, right now they're going from 4 to 3, but if they go from 4 to 2, they're actually taking the 4 nanometers, splitting it in half to come up with the 2. And that's going to be a lot of magnetic interference. That's going to be coming off of between those two transistors when they split them. So, I don't even know if the FinFET gate is going to actually be feasible for 2 nanometer. They might have to come up with a different gate. Which they are coming up with another gate. Instead of FinFET, they're coming up with another one. I forgot the name of it, but I'm sure you guys will find the name of it. But they're coming up with another gate design. So, this ought to be interesting. Don't you guys think? Come on, guys, get into the chat. Let me know what you think. You know, let's get that chat rolling. The more you get that chat rolling, the more YouTube's going to push out the videos. And make sure you're hitting the like button too, the positive like button, because if you don't, they're not going to put the live streams out there. They're not going to put any of my videos out there. They're just going to let them sit in the background, in the back of their cloud, whatever they got now. So, if you want to help us out, just hit a like button and subscribe. Machine.
What?
So you think for the price of this motherboard is worth it?
Yeah. I think the set was a good deal. I do. You got PCIe 5, so you're ready for the next GPU line.
Right.
You know, if you're interested in the 6070 when it comes out, depending, or even the Super, which I don't know if you want the Super because they're having the physics issues, but you know, it opens you up in the future for better performance, closer to what it's designed for. Because probably the 6000 series will be designed for PCIe 5, like the last generation was. So it gets you more prepared, and when you test things, it'll test it accurately instead of taking into account the lack of the PCIe.
Yeah, but the
lower generation PCIe links.
Yeah, but the 6070 alone. If they do 16 gigabytes on the 6070 alone, they're going to push it to $800. The minimal.
It'll be 18. It'll be 18. It'll match the Super. The 5070 Super. I don't think they're going back 12.
No.
They will go to 12 on probably the lower end. But I think it'll be 18 from here on out, and 24 for the TI. The TI might still be 18, and then it'll be 24 for the 80, and then for the 90, they're probably going to give it like God knows how many, 48.
Well, here's my impression. The 6070, they're going to use the 2 gigabit chips for the 6070. Now, the 6070 Super, they could use the 3 gigabit chips.
I think they're going to 3 gigabit chips from here on out.
Well, no, they have the option to use 2 gigabit or 3 gigabit chips still. They're making both of them, so they have an option. Hello there,
AMD
Winston.
Yeah. Hey, Winston. If AMD's going to use the faster VRAM to compete with AMD, the next gen, I think they have to stick with the 3 gigabyte chips.
Yeah, but
on at least the 70 series and up is my impression.
We'll see with
I'm not an expert.
Now you gotta understand, with 2 gigabyte chips you can get more speed than the 3 gigabyte chips, because now you're adding more compression into the fold when you're using the 3 gigabyte chips. But when you're using the 2 gigabyte chips, there's a little less compression, but there's more clock headroom with the 2 gigabyte chips. So they might go to 16 gigabytes on the 6070, and the 6070 Super, they might push the amount of transistors up, but they're going to push the 3 gigabyte chips on because they can push a little bit more headroom with a little bit more clock speed on the Super side. So the 6070
bandwidth quite a bit. So. I don't know. We'll find out. We got a lot of people smarter than me making those decisions. So.
Right. I still think they're going to do that though. Have it within. Hello there, Winston, Mr. Sir.
Hey. Hey. Right. I just woke up from my good nap.
Nice.
Okay. Now, do remember one thing. We are live. We are streaming.
Keep it friendly.
Keep it nice and no F-bombs.
Gotcha.
He's not playing his game right now, so he should be fine.
I just woke up, so I'm chill.
Yeah, he's chill.
But anyway, guys, extra large pop for a good video, brother. I got 2 liters.
I seen your pop.
I got 2 liters on my side right now. I'm enjoying my root beer.
Your root beer.
Root beer.
Ooh, root beer. Root beer smells good.
Yeah, because I can't drink. I can't drink any alcohol. So.
Oh, C words.
C words.
Cat, cow, moo.
That's demonetized.
Yeah, we can't talk about animals. They'll think we'll be talking about something that's dealing with. I'm not going to say it. You guys got the imagination, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're really strict on that. Hello there, Damon.
Wow.
Right, Winston?
So, yeah. But
Some
guys,
people have more imagination than others.
well,
Yeah, I gotta.
well, you wanted to know so far, so, the testing and everything else on the motherboard, it's turning out good. I mean, it's very impressive. As you notice, my other system is off. It's not on. So if it's not on, you're probably asking, why? Why isn't it on? Why ain't you using it anymore? Well, if I wasn't happy with what I built over here, do you think I'm going to let this go to waste? No. This would be on. This would be rocking. But I know it's good and I know it's set and I don't have to do a damn thing to it. Other than just turn it on and rock it. That's it. Just like with the one I have over here. I got my hand right here on the computer. Just like this one over here. I rock it either way. When I get this fully set on the BIOS and it gets all tuned out and my graphics card tunes along with it, it's going to be a monster.
Look at that beautiful cord management.
Yeah, I know, right? That is beautiful.
What, you guys don't like my cord management?
No, it's beautiful.
It's great. It's great.
And
If you had RGB cords, it'd look better.
Oh my God.
It'd also be faster.
What are you
Oh my
talking about?
God.
You didn't look in here. The RGB cords are in here. All of them.
Now, it'd be on the back side.
No, they're not all through the backside, no. They're right here.
What you need to do is get a back panel and with the waifu on there. That'd be perfect.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Jeez. You guys are terrible on that, man. Damn. What do you mean? Listen to you. What do you mean? You got to figure it out, man. I can't draw a map for you. But like I said, machine, all the parts are good. They're rocking. I mean, it's solid. For right now, it's solid until I can fine tune everything and make it more solid. MSI, I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking MSI. Okay. Like I said, once I go through the motherboard of each company that's out there, and I start, fine dialing them in to see how hard or how easy it is to dial in this motherboard, that's when I'm going to start really making my judgment. Now with Asus, on the AM4 motherboard, I can tell you, they nailed it. But with Microsoft, they really need to step up to the plate when it comes to the software, because they're making such a big mistake. They should leave Windows updates alone and leave it for the updates of the current operating system instead of trying to shove more crap than is really, it's like a foxhole. How much water can you put down that foxhole before you drown the fox? How much more can you put down that pipeline before you actually blow somebody's PC up? Like mine, and they're a little triggering, and you guys know what the deal is. By putting in one update in my PC over here, it triggered a cascade effect with my AIO cooler and my fans. Caused them almost to stop because of the fan function. And if I didn't remember back to the Armory crate that it had a Expert Fan 3, then I would have never known to reinstall Armory crate. But I knew that, and it had Expert Fan. So That's why I reinstalled Armory Crate to this, and it brought the fan equation right back to normal. But also too, open RGB. Do not touch it, guys. Do not touch open RGB. I did, and I almost screwed my PC today because it called it a virus. And yeah, it did. My PC called it a virus.
Oh wow.
So it's end of story. I mean, these guys out here pushing that OpenRGB, stop it. Until OpenRGB fixes their programming, to me, right now it's just a virus. So that's a heads up for all my viewers and all my subscribers.
I use Signal RGB, and it works great.
Yeah, but don't use OpenRGB.
Okay. Yeah, it recognized, like, as soon as I put the RAM in, it recognized it immediately. I haven't had any issues with any type of anything, no corruption, nothing.
Yeah. I thought to myself, why am I sticking in another program for RGB when the original program's supposed to work?
Because it makes it faster, that's why. We all know the truth.
I am going to pull out the MSI center that they have for this with all the other crap. I should just...
Jay, what did you have to put on your other PC again for the fans?
Oh, I had to reinstall Armory Crate.
What is that exactly? I've never heard of that.
Well, that's for the Asus motherboard. It's a program to where they had it to where they give you a bunch of controls for like the Asus Aurora for the RGB lighting, the fan control, they used to have a lot of things separate.
Okay.
You know, used to have like this one program was the AI suite to where, you know, you can control everything that you wanted to do for overclocking and stuff like that, but they took that away.
Wow, okay.
These companies are just taking away shit that you're paying for. And that's the reason why they're being called out. Is because they're taking away stuff that people use on a daily basis. Especially me as a content creator. They took that away and I was disappointed. Even more disappointed to find out that they're putting all their updates on a bogus web page that can be hacked.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I had to work around.
Thank you for letting me know what that is.
Yeah, that's a bogus page. I didn't link none of my stuff to that page. None of it. When I put Armory Crate in, I only put in specifics, what I needed. And that was one page I didn't need. Because I can get the chipset driver updates from AMD. Since I got an AMD CPU, I can get the chipset driver updates from AMD. So I don't need to go through Asus to get that.
Okay. I just had a question on that because I never heard of that. So thank you for enlightening me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically everybody tries to steer you away and say, don't put it in, don't put it in. Well, until they fix the web page, you got a workaround that you can do, and you just go to the AMD site and put in what your CPU is, and guess what? Guess what pulls up? It looks like AMD took Adrenaline and put everything inside of Adrenaline, including the chipset drivers and everything else.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they did it big.
Sounds like a fancy time.
Yeah, they put everything into one. See, in order to get your chipset drivers, they got two two different little things that's down at the bottom. You got an install button and you got a custom button. You got to click the custom button to go over to the next page to get into the chipset drivers. So, in order to install the most up-to-date chipset drivers, you just got to click the custom button, go over to that, and then make sure you leave it just like it says. It's got one of them that says do not install, and I'm going to recommend do not install that, because the other one says install, and that's the chipset drivers. That's what you want. You don't want another monitoring program stuck on your PC. That's why they give you the option of, and they put there do not install if you decide to update your chipset drivers. For AMD, not Intel. Intel is a total different ball of wax. Well, that'll be for another time in another video. You know, we're not going to talk about that today, because it's a little bit more complicated when it comes to the chipset drivers for Intel. Depending on the motherboard, depending on the manufacturer that you get it from, depending on if Intel has driver updates for it, just like that AMD does with their chipset drivers. Last time I went to update Intel drivers, I had the worst time in the world on their website. Because what they did was they took all the legacy drivers away. And they said, new up-to-date, end of story. That's all you get. So if you want a legacy driver, and that's going to be going away too with Microsoft. Microsoft says they're discontinuing their legacy drivers. So your older hardware that have legacy drivers, unless you got a backup of those drivers, they're gone. They're done. They're never coming back, because these companies are moving forward. They want to put 2025 and moving forward. So anybody that's got a 10 to 12 year old chipset, you better hope you got backup drivers for it.
Alright, hey, I have a buddy wanting me to join his live stream.
Okay, man. Well,
I'll be back and whatnot.
okay.
I'll let you do your thing. So I'll hit you up later.
All right. Talk to you later. Have a good one.
See you later, man.
Alright, later.
So, you understand how that works now, machine?
Yep.
So, for the people that are still stuck in the Stone Age, well, hello there, Just a Zone. I recently got,
Interesting.
well, here's what Just a Zone said. I recently got $900 package deal from my local micro center. Okay. Once installed, the DRAM kept throwing error codes and power faults. Well, maybe because if you change the RAM, you got to make sure what voltage the RAM's at, because some RAM comes at 1.2 volts, some come at 1.35 volts, some come at 1.4 volts. So you have to check with your motherboard manufacturer that you know, to make sure that you're getting the right RAM for your PC. Check the QVL list. Sometimes the RAM might not show up on the QVL list. Sometimes RAM might show up on the QVL list, but it's outdated. So I had to remove a small battery from the motherboard to reset the BIOS. Yeah, that's on some of them older motherboards, but when you get a new motherboard, a newer motherboard like this one, it's the B550, what did I say again? Here, let me grab this over here again. It's the B550-P Wi-Fi. Go ahead there, machine.
What was in the package? I'm curious. What did you get for 900?
Well, you got the whole PC, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to know what he got. If it's $900 and you got the whole motherboard, AMD chip, yeah, we're a part of the package deal. Motherboard. What motherboard? What chip and what RAM?
The motherboards. He says the motherboard, AMD, and RAM were a part of a package deal.
Okay.
I rebuilt a whole PC. Okay, so basically, machine. What he's saying is when he got the G-Skill RAM that came with probably G-Skill, because that's usually what Micro Center is selling with their package deal, the G-Skill. So
that's why we didn't look at the package with the
no,
RAM.
No.
That's why we didn't do that.
Yeah, no. See, that right there, that's Micro Center's staple is pushing G-Skill RAM on everybody. That JDEC RAM that ain't worth shit.
They probably got a really good deal on it. Like they have probably some kind of contract with them.
Yeah, they probably do, but the RAM and there's certain G-Skill RAM that's good, but the stuff that they're just putting with all these combo deals is cheap RAM. It's JEDEC RAM. Basically, it's RAM you can't overclock, RAM you can't really do much with. And Cyborg says he loves G-Skill. Well, good for you, man. I don't. It screwed one of my motherboards. I don't like G-Skill. Period. It's not that I hate them. It's just I wish they would make, instead of making cheap RAM, they would give the consumer a better deal on overclocking RAM than, given that RAM that comes with a motherboard from Micro Center, which is very, very crappy RAM, truthfully. Yeah, that's usually what comes with Micro Center's combo deals. I know because I got a combo deal from Micro Center. I got the 5600X3D with a Asus Tough motherboard, and it came with 16 gigabytes of G-Skill RAM. Don't ask me. It was the whole package for $229. Don't ask. So, I got that for a good deal. The RAM, I just threw the G-Skill RAM on the shelf and got Corsair RAM. Because it was cheaper. It was a DDR4 motherboard. It was cheaper just to get all 4 sticks of 64 gigs of Corsair RAM for $120. It was just cheaper to do that. So, but it took forever to find the solution. If you spend that much money on a package deal and you could not find the problem in the error codes, whatever, I would have changed the RAM altogether and went with the Corsair LPX. Corsair LPX RAM runs good with, bro, Cyborg, I don't mean to disagree with you, but the Ripjaws 5, that's what screwed my B450 motherboard. when I tried to do an overclock, not that far of an overclock, it locked out my motherboard, and now I got a brick of a motherboard. I could get it fixed. That's not the problem, but it's the point. Poor compatibility. My outfit, my out of the box motherboard shouldn't have had compatibility issues without my having to surf the web for five to 8 different fixes. Hello there, MTBK.
Now,
yeah, I understand.
Cyborg, it is possible that the J-Skill works better on Intel platform. It's possible. So that might be true, Jim.
But when it comes to AMD, it don't. That's the truth.
I haven't heard good things. When I did research too, even on the 7700X, I was told to stay away from G-Skill for the AM5 platform.
Yeah. G-Skill, Ripjaw 5, you want to stay away from when it comes to the AMD platform.
But it might work. It might work great on Intel. I mean, if he's not having a problem, then something's right. So.
Yeah, I'm just knocking it for I'm just knocking it for AMD. I'm not knocking it for Intel. You know. That'll be another venture for another time. But I can tell you this much on AMD motherboards, doesn't play nice. It might play nice on AM5 or DDR5, but with DDR4 it does not play nice. So I can tell you that. Oh, you normally do buy Corsair? Yeah. I normally buy Corsair too. But I got Clev. I got this new Clev RAM. It's like cleavage. But it works. Hey guys, the RAM works. It's mighty robust. And I'll tell you why it works so I'm going to tell you why it works so well. I already pushed it to 6400 megahertz on this 6000 megahertz RAM. Didn't do that bad, but it didn't do that great neither. So that tells me right there not to go past the 6400 mark. Maybe on 6200 it might do okay, but
Yeah.
you want to stay on gear 1 with this.
Yep.
And with it being at CL28, cast latency 28, you really don't want to overclock this RAM. You really don't.
It's pretty fast as it is.
Yeah, you don't.
Even 6,000 megahertz CL28 is great. So, yep, it's faster than my RAM.
Not by much.
CL30.
It's not by much.
That's not much, but it is.
It's a 0.5%, man. Really, it's only by 0.5%. So. Just a Zone says, I had a liquid cooler. Its reservoir ruptured, and the liquid caused my GPU to be a sparkler, I would say. Yeah, I would call it 4th of July sparkler, yeah.
So you had a liquid. Is it like it's not an
It's an AIO.
AIO?
It's an AIO.
Is it an AIO that did it?
Yeah.
That's rare.
No, it's not. It's some of the cheaper AIO coolers can do that because for some reason they make the walls really thin on the heat pipes. Okay. So sometimes they rupture and sometimes they don't solder them very well and they spring a leak. because the abrasion of the liquid that's inside causes the eat through some of the piping if it's really thin. Turns it into like sandpaper running around a hamster wheel. Last 2 weeks I've been rebuilding. I would imagine Intel runs way too high wattage for the performance.
Which CPU?
Oh, your first big PC. What CPU did you have? That's the question Machine was asking you.
Yeah. And what did he get? For $900 for the 3, it's got to be like a 900X3D. It's got to be.
No. Not for $900.
A lot.
You're looking at you.
Well, for the motherboard, the motherboard and the RAM, it might be. Curious. Well, it was overclocked. Okay. How much of an overclock did you have?
Yeah, but back how many years ago was the 9900K?
25. $2,500 megahertz
No, $2,500.
for its home PC.
I would imagine that could be.
What GPU are you running right now?
What graphics card are you running? That's the question. I keep forgetting that I have an 8-second delay on the stream.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, everything was way too expensive. That's right. That's right when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6800 XT was selling for like $800. 3070 Ti. Well, back then that's still not a bad card. Back then that's a good card.
It's still a beast
Still not
today.
bad.
It's still a beast
But
today. Yeah.
It had 16. It had 8 more gigabytes of VRAM, or even 4.
Well, see, with the older with the older cards, like 2 generations ago, they can always go in for a refit, and they can get more VRAM put on the cards if they want.
Are those the single gigabyte chips on there, or are they the doubles?
I think they're the singles.
Yeah, because then you can just double it up. I think it's singles too. If I remember correctly.
Because the 1 gigabyte, you can go from 1 gigabyte to the 2 gigabyte because they carry the same architecture, I think. So basically you had them linked together. You had 2 graphics cards, maybe? Oh, or that was the PC, the Power Link. Because I can tell you right here, this is an okay PC. So, I'm not complaining.
The 3070 Ti is a beast. It's a beast.
Yeah.
Like if I had that card, I'd still be running it right now, and I would just stay within my 8 gigabyte frame buffer and run 1080p all day. That's what I'd do.
I'll get a fatter CPU that can handle more of the load and shift the weight to make it more CPU intensive instead of GPU intensive, and shift the weight.
And that's what you do at 1080p.
And
yep,
basically get you your more FPS, but you can get better graphics settings too if you shift the weight. See, this is what people don't talk about, shifting the weight between the GPU and the CPU. If you got a robust CPU that can definitely push the 3070 Ti to its knees, then you can shift the weight back a little bit and get more FPS, but still get better visualizations. And you don't have to compromise your VRAM to play your game, because you're shifting it more to your CPU. And you're taking the load off of your VRAM of your GPU. So, think about it, machine. It's not hard.
Yep. But if like I said, if I had the 3070 Ti, I would be rocking it still today.
Oh yeah.
I would just make it work because it's just strong. It's a strong card. People don't give it enough credit. Same thing with the 3070. Still both strong cards today.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame that it happened to you, my friend. And we're glad you got back up on the air, even though you didn't let that slow you down. And you got back on the horse and you said, I need a PC. So, yeah.
5060 Ti, is it an 8 gigabyte or 16 gigabyte?
I say it's a 16.
It had those on sale, by the way, when I was at Best Buy.
Yeah.
They were selling them for $359, the 5060 Ti 8 gigabytes. They were $20 or $30 off MSRP. And they had about 8 of them in there. Nobody's buying them.
Yeah, because you know you can get the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes for $30 more.
Well, it was about $75 more. If not, it was about $80 actually, $80 more at Best Buy in the store for the 16 gigabyte version.
You spent more money on my PC than my car.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, what you
Priorities,
do,
man. Priorities.
what you do is you put some wheels on your case and you drive it down the road. So it's got to be able to immobilize. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to have some mobility to it there, guys. Let's see. Cyborg says on videocards.com, now selling for $429, 10% off the value retail for the 9800X3D CPU processor. And Amazon's being thanked by video cards for low prices. So if you want to get in on the information, then best place to be would be our Discord channel. So you know what time it is and how we're rocking, and we're always on there 24/7 rocking the information. Everybody's always putting their 2 cents in there, which I don't mind whatsoever. Just keep it clean. That's all I ask. Because there are some people down there, there's some, subscribers for the Discord that do have families. So I tell everybody, try to keep it as clean as you can. I know some people like to go out of their way to, you know, but I'm sure they understand that. So, but anyway, Walmart list RTX 5090 at MSRP and a 5080 below official MSRP. First sign of better times. Is it? Is it first sign of better times, guys? Do you think we had to wait this long just for them to lower the prices? That they could have done this 2 months ago? No. They can't sell it now, and now it's all a cash grab. Now you guys can see all those months that you guys jumped on board to get that new crap. Guess what? Now it's going to turn into peanuts. Now the amount of dollars you spent for peanuts, you're not going to get price to performance out of anything that's above the last generation to this new generation. So you get no bonus, no respect, no nothing from any one of these companies. But they want to keep rocking it and they want to keep selling it, then they need to lower the prices. Because the gaming community is telling them, lower the prices. And hopefully they get the point. But obviously they don't get the point. So, Just Own says, priorities, the web is mobile. There you go. Remember, the more you buy, the more you save. Ain't that how it goes, Machine?
That's right. Yep.
That's what Jensen Wong said.
Jensen we trust. 5070 is just as good as the 4090 too. Don't forget.
Yeah. The more you buy, the more you save. So. But anyway, guys, it's been a very, very good 2 hours with you, and I had some fun. We had a lot of information kicking out there, and hopefully you guys get in on that information. And don't forget, we have instant replay, so if you want to play it back again so you don't miss out on everything, then you're more than happy to do so. But me and Mr. Machine are going to be getting out of here because we are going to be on Discord. Now, with Discord, how that works is this. If you want to become a Discord member, all you have to do is let me know on a video and leave a message. Say, hey Jay, I want to become a Discord member. Send me a link. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. And the reason why I do that is so we get to meet everybody one at a time. So everybody that comes in here, I get to meet you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that right there. And I'm going to post before we go. And pin the message. So you guys can see, that's the link to our Discord channel. So you have that opportunity when we have our live streams. I will put it towards the end a little bit. So you can get in there, and if you like the videos, then you can join us on Discord as well. So. Can Mr. Machine build a new PC? I don't know. I'm still waiting on that myself.
I am incapable of building any. I probably could. I probably could.
You know you could, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe. Ooh.
Maybe.
Lordy. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump out of here. You got the link to the Discord, so if you want to join us on Discord, that's where we're going to be. But if you've enjoyed the live stream and you want to be a part of the gang, then hit the subscribe button. Or did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did that wrong. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget about the like button. And don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time. And the next video, live stream or video, we will see you on the next one. Guys, have a great evening. Be safe. And try to stay out of trouble. And you know the really deal. But you guys have a great one. We will see you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening.